Greetings everyone, welcome to Redline Collectibles. Today's video is going to include several Blackwells and Redlines and maybe some off-brand products that came in a recent mailer, and I wanted to share these with you, especially when you get a consignment that are on the clean side. Now I'm not going to say perfect because, as an example, there is no mint, Hot Wheel, PlayArt, Matchbox, Tamika, Yakima, Majorette. There's no mint, but there are clean, and there's no perfect ones out there. Here's a good example of that. You know, just a little flaw. You know, maybe it was in the, taking out of the package, maybe an aggressive play, who knows? But this beautiful backwoods bomb, it's the dragon variation on there. It's very, very clean, very crispy. You love to have that dragon to be crispy, and I really enjoy it when an order, in essence, comes in. The consignments are sent to me, and the MO is to get them into your hands. Our wonderful guests, and you are so welcomed at any time to contact me. And if you'd like let's do some business together. So you can see the Chevrolet name has been rubbed off, but you still have some decent flames on both sides of this Nomad. Actually, the Eli 55 is what the name ended up being after a while. You obviously know that as the classic Nomad originally came out with the Redline cars. I think that was 1970. I think it was a Tom Daniels design, the Nomad. And then so this one's got some very, I guess, more than just entry level. It's probably above your entry level for these Blackwells, and I'll be selling each one of these at a upcoming auction. I pretty much use Facebook as our auction venue on a Facebook site called Studio-Redline. Oh, I'm going to say that one. And then you can join in most every Tuesday for the festivities. We normally start every Tuesday around 6 p.m. Central. And you're invited. In order to attend, access, offer your bids, etc., is you have to be a member of the studio. And it's real easy to do. If you have any questions or concerns about that, go ahead and contact me. I'll get you in. First, you have to be on Facebook, obviously. And then the second part is being a member so that you can access the events that we have, the different auctions that happen on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, basically, pretty much daily. Yeah. So you can see the Maxi Taxi is the Blackwell version, pretty crispy again. I really dig this casting here, the AmeriCruiser, the Greyhound. The Hong Kong casting, metal base, super heavy. Do you have one of these? You know exactly what I'm talking about. Let me put it this way. You don't want to hit somebody with this wrapped up in your fist when you get ready to slug someone. You don't want to have a Greyhound AmeriCruiser in your hand because someone will be bloodied. That is one beautiful little Greyhound, isn't it? Yeah, that's a nice casting. Back off a little bit, you can see that. Oh, I like this, the Speedy removal. I know that's not the proper name of the darn thing, but another Hong Kong casting. Just a gorgeous piece, very clean. Notice that? You may get a factory flaw here or there, but what I like about the Speedy removal is the tampo, right? Very clean, very nice. Hey, I want to welcome a buddy. I was talking to somebody today, not just somebody. His name is Eugene, and we call him Gino. And he is a good friend that we've been chumming around here for a while from the different auctions that we have, as I mentioned earlier. And I really tip my hat. There are a lot of people that are, you never really find out about folks unless you talk to them. And I really love that. Just pick up the phone. Even if you spend a couple minutes, it's much better to talk to somebody rather than all the time. I'm not saying you have all the time, but, a lot of people will use, look at this, show us, emails, and that's fine, and texts, and that's cool too. People are busy, you got families, and you're doing stuff. But I tell you what, you get a new dimension in just getting that human touch. And the reason I'm mentioning this is that coincidentally, I was really touched by a super excellent podcast recently on the Sean Ryan show. I'm not promoting Sean, he's great veteran, Navy SEAL, former Navy SEAL, but he was talking recently with Eddie Penny. If you ever had a chance to look at this Poison Pinto, it's got the mediums in the back, not the gigantic. Actually, those are large, but you also have a Poison Pinto, especially in the Redline era. I'm not sure about Blackwall. Maybe someone could chime in on that. But have you seen the Poison Pinto with the small or medium on the front and the gigantic on the back, like those dragster tires? Kind of like this. Hey, there you go. We got it sitting right there in front of you. Look at the size of that. Yeah, the gigantic. You ever see the gigantic on a Poison Pinto? Yeah, fun stuff there. And Sean was talking with Eddie Penny about his experience in Afghanistan and such. I'm not, I bleed red, white, and blue, but just to hear about the stories. And when I was talking to Gino, he was telling me about his background working with the VA. I tell you what, anybody that works with veterans, anybody who is listening right now, I tip my hat to you. I don't know you. I only know you by your comments, maybe like I said, texts, emails, etc. But, somebody that really puts themselves out to be a listening ear. And sometimes you don't say anything. Sometimes you just sit back, you listen to a soul, and that person is working out, the tragedies that he or she experienced and saw. And, all it takes sometimes is someone to listen. And I tell you what, I really appreciate when people work with those that have served us and allow me to be doing this video today as an example and not worry about getting, incoming. We're just safe as a result of the bravery, the heroics, putting us first and putting themselves in line of fire to allow us the freedoms that we love here. So anyway, I just wanted to mention that. It's so important that we all remember, why we're here and our gratitude towards those that gave their all. So that party van's got the metal. This is a PlayArt, by the way. You probably saw that, right? Or Kidco? What did I call that? PlayArt. Love that Mustang. Love that Mustang. Hello, we're having a mutiny up here. Come here. You know why? This little guy causing a problem here, acting up. That thing is so gigantic and heavy. Did you notice that's a Redline? And it's also the early version that's got the telephone number on it. Thank you, Larry Wood. Thank you. Love this hoss. I'm going to leave him on there for just a second. I got some more to unwrap for you. Oh, my goodness. Okay, all right. I know what you're going to say here on this Corgi Jr., the old Batmobile. Remember that? Remember lining up for the first Batman movie back in '66? I do. There was a line of kids out the parking lot at Ruby Isle in Brookfield. Couldn't wait to see the Cape Crusader and Robin fight the Penguin and the Joker and the camaraderie of bad guys, right? Pow, bang, whop, whoop. Another van, this one's got a plastic base. Love that clarity on this blue. The flames. Whoa, nice. Very clean. We're going to run these as a choice lot, guys. Yep. We're going to run these as a choice lot. This is Malaysia base. And that will be happening starting on the 7th. The 8th. 8th of July, starting at 6 p.m. Central, we're going to run these black walls and then a couple of red lines. Oh, this reminds me. This is a Wisconsin toy company. It was the excess, if you will, that the Wisconsin toy company ended up acquiring from the Mattel toy company. They repackaged them, I should say. And this, the Volkswagen, the Swing and Wing. Let's see, there were a couple of them. think they're like 4 categories or four castings that were the plastic base, the overstock, if you will, the promotion that fell through, and then so we'll be offering those. Here's a Blackwall, the tipper. She's pretty clean, guys. There's one little doink right there. But, you know, for the most part, don't you love, you know, displaying the trucks? I get a kick out of this Hong Kong base. Just love how clean this is. And I want to tip my hat to the consignor on this one. The consignor really has an eye for finding the toys and allowing me to get these into your hands, as I mentioned earlier. What should we take? I'm just going to do this randomly. We're just going to randomly open these up. Oh, another PlayArt? No, this is a Kidco. Sure enough, 1969. This is isn't this cool? The classic bird. We're going to be running some birds, some Redline birds on Tuesday as well, the 8th of July. Look at the back opens up there. Beautiful white interior, hasn't been yellowed. Glass is nice. You know, always a telltale with this bluish glass that is made in Hong Kong. The doors do not open, FYI, just so you know. But who's looking for a Kidco? I am, but I'm going to sell this one. I like to keep it for myself. I'm sort of a, well, I was born in 57, so I kind of like that idea of, uh-oh, another mutiny. Get up there. Hang on. I got to put an end to this. You're going up top now, all your misbehavior. I'll show you the final tally of the cars once I finish this. Oh, Redline. Oh, hey. I forgot this was in there too. Take a look at this. The word on the street, I'm going to use the word tangerine. Now, someone will say, nah, that's just orange, Jim. Come on. I'm telling you guys, this B casting, let me just make sure. Yeah, it's a B. See that B underneath there? Spot that with your eagle eye. That's a B casting. Yeah, it's early, and the matted top versus the crinkle top or the signature top, fingerprint top. This is a orange, but it's going to be a tweener for somebody because it's got that super duper shade that's kind of in between. Well, it's a kind of a weird orange. How about that? I love this. And here's the bonus. Besides being an early B, is the interior's dark. Darker interior was a tougher car. So a darkened or a brown interior with a tangerine woody. Oh my gosh. Katie bar the doors. This is going to be a popular car. I just know it. Beautiful. Look at that. Look at that combo right there. Both, well, U.S. made U.S. made Woody and the Hong Kong PlayArt, or Kidco, I should say. And then what lurks in this piece of paper? Ooh, hey, a clean Harry. This is a late run. You can tell it's got the piece of metal in between the pipes. And some people will call this a color of apple green, and it just glows. The thing about the Harrys is how heavy it is. This is a very, very heavy cat. Not as heavy as the Americruiser up there on the top shelf that we looked at earlier, but this has got a propensity to be an absolute gangbuster down the track. And because of that, many, many times you'll find the glass on the Harry hauler to be dented, scratched, messed up, etc. The other thing about the Harry is all of the extended, protruding parts. Besides the front, that's obvious as it bashes into things, but this wasn't. Look how pristine that front is. But these two, whatever they did, I don't know why they did this, because it actually acts as a wind barrier. But these two here, those two I always see messed up. As far as when I say mess up, I mean worn, little pins and thumbs, and it still has lots of life on that engine. Look how shiny that is. Beautiful Harry. Hey, this is going to be it. The more I'm looking at it, the more I'm falling in love. How about you? You liking that? What a cool looking Harry. Love those wheels too. Yeah, the consignor is a real disciplined person for looking for clean Redline wheels. That's the clean part. That's the cool part, is to find wheels that are clean. Hey, the Prowler. Don't you love that Tampo? The bad guy? Used to be the demon, then time went on. But look how crispy, guys. Nice variation that's clean. Many, many times you'll get this and it's all rubbed off, or there's dinks and doinks in it. This chromy Prowler is looking sharp, guys. Ooh. I'm loving it. Yeah. Very clean. Very, very nice. That's a nice Prowler, guys. Who's saying they like it? I see you raising your hand out there. I'm going to save this Volkswagen for towards the end. I don't know. What is it about Volkswagens that are just so cool to look at, right? There's something cool about Volkswagens. But in the meantime, you know that Batmobile up there? We're going to put a James Bond 007 car next to it. We'll probably we'll have this as a choice slot. And if you're into the Corgi Jr. and you want to get a Great Britain super duper clean, oh my goodness, this is something else. Talk about pristine. Hey, talk about edges. Remember talking about that Harry there with all the edges that, you know, are showing and end up getting battered and bruised? This is a great example too. You know, the fins in the back, the pipes always broken, right? These protruding four parts here, there's always something wrong with them. You're going to get a pristine, I don't even know what they call this one. I know it's the, oh, Lotus Esprit 007. All right, let's put him on the spinner while we're placing the candidates that you looked at and enjoyed. And then I will do a final look at the cars that I have opened for you, and we'll do a summary of the upcoming cars for auction. Only 4 more, guys. Hang in there. It's only 16.5 minutes. Only 5 more cars. Oh, here's another one. So is this a Kidco? Mm-hmm. Another Kidco. Check it out. This has got, I don't want to force it with my fingernail, but I'm pretty sure this opens. Is that a Camaro? I don't know what that is. Is that a Camaro? Oh yeah, Z28. So I'm pretty sure the hood opens. I'll open that up during the auction so you see it. But you're looking for a nice off the reservation Z28. Boom shaga. There you go. Look at how clean the tampons are, or the stickers are. Tip top, guys. I love it when the little details, you know, that sometimes are missing on the cars because they've been abused. They're not in certain collections like this one. So you can really feast your eyes and enjoy, you know, the walk down memory lane that you remember when you first got the car, when it was still clean and there were no issues. But, oh, here's another Kidco. Look at this. We're going to have a bunch of Kidcos. What a fun auction this is going to be. And then the trunk opens up like that T-Bird, that 57. This Bel Air is going to do the same thing. Look at that. The fins in the back. And oh man, oh man. Nice looking stuff there, guys. Super duper. Couple more. We're getting down to the end here. Thanks for hanging in there. Appreciate your comments. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and sharing the channel. Really appreciate you, you know, being our, you know, I just don't say it this way that often, but, you know, our cherished guests. You really are. You know, really appreciate you over the years, putting up with my antics and etc. Nice little vet there, guys. Nothing to sneeze at there. All right, 2 more. Oh, this is a big casting. Ooh, this is clean too. Okay, tell you what. Let's get these off of the spinner. Mr. Z28 and Mr. Vet. We'll leave him right there. Let's put some cars next to him, huh? Let's do it. So you have the Vet, and when you buy a Corvette, you have to go to the bank, right? And in order for you to get money from the bank, the money has to get there, and that's where the Brinks truck comes in. Does not want to open, guys. What am I doing wrong here? I know it should open. I'm not going to force it. Talk about no playtime. Yeah. Wow. This thing is clean. The Brinks version of the Funny Money. Well, this is not Funny Money. What do they call it now after everything was said and done? They still call it the Funny Money, but it's the Brinks version. Security since 1859. Yeah. So, and then last but not least, last but not least, drum roll please. I saved this one for the very end. What could be in this little piece of paper? I know, I just got a soft heart for this stuff. I really dig the bugs. And especially when they're crispy like this. You don't call it a Beetle for nothing. I'm telling you what, guys, someone's going to get a Wisconsin toy company Beetle. That'll probably be the last time they ever have to buy one, because this is what we call one and done. Boom. One and done. You're going to get yourself a custom well, do they actually call it custom Volkswagen? Yeah, they do. The name is on there. But US and Canada, this was the Wisconsin toy company, like that Warpad before. And we're going to offer this one up. This thing is light as a feather, but clean as tip top. C9 point, two little pins right there. I'm going to say C.995, 96. That's the quality you're looking at right there. Okay, so let's do a final tally of the cars that we looked at here. Let me pull the power on this little gizmo. Have those facing that way for you. Beauty. Love that that Brinks. Yeah. I tell you what, I don't know about you. What was one of your favorites? I'm really digging this Mustang. I don't know. I love the color. You know, it's such an oddball. The hitch on the back. Mr. PlayArt coming to play. Okay, here we go. Lift off. Let's do the final tally of what we looked at today. There is an array of beauties. You will not be disappointed at our upcoming auction, the 8th of July, starting at 6 p.m. Central on a Facebook site called Studio-Redline. Do join us for the festivities. You will not be disappointed. You'll learn something about the cars. We had a couple discussions last night, a couple things about care and maintenance of Redlines. And I think it would be worth your while. And you know what? You don't have to buy anything. Just come and join the camaraderie and enjoy the family that we enjoy with each other most every Tuesday night, every week, every Tuesday on the studio. So until we meet again, thanks everybody. Really appreciate your presence. Adios.